All right. Give it a couple seconds for this to go out. Get everyone in. Maybe. Just going to shrink some windows up here while we wait for a few people to come in. Who will be first? All right. It'll be a quick one today. I want to hurry up and get to bed. I got class tomorrow. But it's been a while since I've had a chance to work on this, so I want to make sure that I get some stuff done. I was actually just looking through the scripts, and I didn't leave any comments. I didn't write down on my any notes at all about why I had these two. Generate level, load level. I know I wanted to start on doing levels soon. The tile map is not in 4.6 anymore, is it? I think they took that out. Let me just take a quick look at that. So, Unity roadmap. I think you got search for tile. Yeah, I got pushed down to experimental. Really? Is that the only one? Yeah. Okay, well, I'll just have to figure out. Oh, there's 5 matches. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's all the same. I'll have to figure out a different way to do it. That's all. I was hoping the tile map would have been out this month. Okay. YouTubical. Hey, how you doing? So the way I want to go ahead and work this is, let me zoom out here. Essentially, I'm going to have a room class, and I'll have a script that'll go ahead and generate these rooms for me. And it's just going to go ahead and make rooms. Some of them are going to overlap. They'll all be different sizes, different shapes, all rectangular. I'm not going to make anything special room size wise, or shape, I should say. And then the algorithm is going to go ahead and see what rooms overlap and which ones overlap the most, kind of. And some rooms, it'll go ahead and combine. So let's say it goes ahead and combines these two. And then it decides just to get rid of this room. I'm not going to do a great job of erasing. You'll get the idea. Let's say it goes ahead and gets rid of this one. Let's say it combined this one, just to make things easy. So you're going to end up with a bunch of these rooms. Some of them are going to be rectangular shape or square shape, depending on how it combined. And then afterwards, it's going to go take a look to see if there's any rooms that are completely enclosed. And if they are, let's use a different color here. And if they are, we'll have some sort of algorithm that'll go ahead. Whoops. They'll actually go ahead and basically draw a hallway to it. And of course, it might draw a hallway like this here. And later on, for later versions, I would like it to take better use of all the area, the room. So let's say, this was the little dungeon I was making. It would still go ahead and maybe make a hallway that went out here and just came to a dead end. But for now, I'll be happy if it just goes ahead and connects to make sure that every room is connected. And then, of course, we also want to have secret doors and everything else. For anyone that's played a roguelike, I'm sure you're used to that. But for now, first version, let's just go ahead and get rooms created and combined. Sounds good. VSGFX, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. So let's go ahead. We'll start with the room. So I can't stream music this time because last time I streamed music, even though it was supposed to be YouTube friendly, I got tons of flags during it. So no music for you. Find your own. I'm just going to go ahead. We'll call this room. And for now, I'm going to stick with one tile set for my room. I'm going to use the same tile set later on. We can go ahead when we start creating scriptable objects, have different tile sets for them. What's this? And I will be using Visual Studio. Okay, I started with the stairs. Let's grab the updates because they're super fast. Look at this. Okay. So this just goes between the levels. So that's what the load level script is for. Okay. That's right. So I was going to go ahead and save each level as well into a database so that if you go down a level and you come back up a level, everything that you discovered will still be there. That's right. Okay, let's go ahead and open up rooms. So I have that over here. I think stairs should be part of the level package. Guess I should have looked at this before I even started. So walls, we have the sprite, we have the... Okay, so let's go ahead, we'll just start with room. I think walls should be part of levels too. Well, let's wait. Let's take a look here. Okay. We got room made. Let's go ahead. We'll open this up. The downsides of doing everything live. Hi, Ryan. Morning in the UK? I thought there were 5 hours ahead of me. That's very early morning if it's you're only 5 hours ahead of me. I'm on Eastern time, so it's only not even 9:30 yet. I figure I'll go from about 30 minutes. I gotta get to bed soon. But anyway, so we've got a room. I know I want a certain size, so some length or a maximum width and height since we're dealing in 2D. So we'll go ahead and create that serialized field. I'm going to say it's going to be an int. Do we want floats? No, let's just keep everything simple. Keep everything an integer. Min width. Let's go. We'll assign a default value to start with. Not really sure. Let's do 10. Probably way too big. Oh, this is min. Let's say 3. Because the walls, I'm not sure. Do I want the walls on the outside of this or do I want the walls on the border of this? For now, I'm going to say the walls are on the border of the room. So again, if this was, I guess I shouldn't have closed that app. So if this is 3 by 3, so we'd have one like a tic-tac-toe board. The walls are going to fill up these areas. And the walls will always be 1 by 1. So the smallest I can have is a 3 by 3 room. And this will be the player where he can move around. Of course, one of these walls will be cleared out. So he can move. So yes, that is technically the smallest I can have for a room. Let's go ahead and leave this open. Hopefully it helps things be explained. Let me go ahead and leave a note here. Let's do it at the top. Outside row and column. A 3 by 3 room will have 1 square not taken up by a wall. Great. Start putting documents in this. We're doing it live and it's all off the top of my head. I know I'll forget later. So that's the min. What's the max? If we do a 10 by 10, let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. That's 100 squares. And if you got 100, yeah, 10 by 10 is way too big. Because if you've got 100 squares and just the outside perimeter is taken up, 10's too big. That'd be a 4 by 4, 8. So let's do 7 for now as a max. Because don't forget, you can get rooms that are combined. And it would really suck to have like a 10 by 10 get combined with 1 or 2 other 10 by 10s. And you just have a huge open map. And then, of course, we'll need one. Current width. Or we could just do width. Let's just do current width. And we need the same thing for height. Yeah, we'll have different heights and widths. I will need a wall. Let me quickly take a look here. I remember floor hole was a square, or was a stair. Excuse me. Yeah, floor hole was a square that, or stairs that you can't go up basically. You'd only fall down. Daniel. I didn't see Daniel. Anyway. Oh, Ray Daniel. Hi. Sorry, Mr. from Florida. Mr. Clean. Anyway, welcome to the stream. So that's what I want to do for that. Walls. I remember for the walls, we wanted to go ahead and have different types that you can mine through. I should really start documenting some of this. Because if I go another 3 weeks without working on it, I'll forget. Cannot be tunneled through. Can be tunneled through. With a tool. I believe that was what I had in plan. Can be tunneled through without a tool. Or a weaker tool. I'm pretty sure that's what I had in mind when I was making that up. If you're here for what I created and you remember differently, go ahead and let me know. I'm not going to go back and watch them. I'm going to call it prefab for now, but it's not going to be a prefab because I know I want to create everything into scriptable objects. But for now, I'll just keep it as a prefab. I can rename it later. And I did not put this in the same namespace. There we go. That should get rid of wall. Walls. Why did I plural up? This should be wall. There we go. Excuse just a sec. Excuse me. Stairs are plural too, but I tend to like stairs plural because you have a staircase. And there's lots of stairs in the staircase. Okay, so we have that done. And I keep forgetting my void. Can you tell what language I've been using a lot lately? So what's everyone up to this morning? Let's get some conversation going. The more you talk, the longer I'll stay up. Okay, so for creating a room, I do want to have the ability to pass in some parameters. But if I pass in certain parameters or no parameters, it's going to have to go ahead and pick a random value for these. And I'm trying to think if I even want these to be serialized fields. I want you to be able to see those. These might actually end up being constants. But again, this is just a quick prototype, so I can change those later. More than likely, these will become constants. But for now, we're just going to say current width is going to be equal to random.range. We're working with width, so min width to max width. And we also want the height. This probably isn't any faster than just typing it from scratch. Okay. So we got that drawn or that created. Now I don't really want to draw it from here, or do I? If I do, that means I'm also going to need a position for how I'm going to draw it. Do I start in the top left or bottom left? Do I draw from there? Do I want to go in the center and draw outward? I'm going to draw from the bottom left, I think. So if it says put it over at, -10 by -10, so it's down here, and make it 5 by 5, then, -10 by -10 will be here, and I'll go up 5 this way, 5 that way. So let's take a note of that. Room starts at the bottom left corner. And just because I'm paranoid that I'm going to forget how this works, I'm going to go make a small little diagram for it. So X for over here, 3 by 3 room. 3 by 3 room. So X 1, 2. That should be 2. 3. 2. 3. Yeah. Hopefully that's enough to remind me. do I want to draw the room here? I know in create room later on we'll have to do something with the special walls and everything else. For now, I'm going to go ahead and draw it here. That means I will need to pass in a position. Do I need the room to keep track of its position? No. But I will need it to keep track of its tiles. Because if I want to remove that room, or at least part of that room, it has to go ahead and remove those tiles. So wall is a tile. The floor will be a tile. Special altars and pillars that we put in will be tiles. Tiles will have a specific position as part of it. So if I want to remove part of a room, I could say all tiles in this position of your room, get rid of. So I will need a base class for this. Now the tile has a transform by default. Right now, it's a game object, but I'm going to be getting rid of that. Yeah, it's a game object. I'll be getting it down to a, like I said, a scriptable object. A position. Have a position. Have an icon. Have a purpose in life. What else does a tile need to do? It's got to keep track of its own position, its own tile type. And even like some of the walls, well, no, the way I'm going to work with the walls, when you get rid of it, you just get rid of that wall tile. And then whatever tile was underneath it's now the one you see. So if you've got a special hallway, but you can't see it because the wall's in the way, once you get rid of the wall through tunneling it, then you'll see that special one. So it'll always be there. You just can't see it until you get rid of the wall. Oh, there we go. We got some conversation. Let me catch up. Oh, it's a real picture of you? I actually have a friend whose Facebook picture was him. He dressed up as Mr. Clean for Halloween. He actually made a pretty convincing Mr. Clean. Sorry about the hair. You're listening to the background. Australia's lunchtime. I got my son to bed and figured I'd come stream for a while. You had to give up software development due to a recent disability. I know people who don't even have arms that do computer stuff. Ah, dementia. Okay, well. Okay. So I shouldn't play with the lights and be like zooming in and out of the camera on you? uh, I've used a lot of engines over the years. What I really like about Unity is it's super fast to prototype stuff in. I know a lot of companies that will start with Unity and, maybe once they got that initial prototype done, they go off to maybe their proprietary engine or something else. Uh, Unity's pretty good. Unity's not the perfect tool for any job, but it's great for every job. It's one of those things that if you went and ranked all of the different engines out there, they all have their strengths and weaknesses, but Unity is just really good across the board. And let's say you took the top 10 game engines and ranked them out. Unity would be like number 2 or 3 on every single one. So, and just the sheer amount of platforms Unity covers is huge. That's one of the big things for me. So everyone else that's just jumping in that I have not said hi to, welcome. Let me just quickly catch up. Shouldn't it be max width and current width? Probably. I probably missed something. Let me just quickly check. Current width. Yep. So I usually get up 2, 3 in the morning, and then I usually work till about 8 at night, or not just work, but family stuff and everything else. And I usually go to bed about 8 o'clock with my son. So right about now is not the sharpest time to be doing stuff, but I wanted to get some stuff done because I haven't had a chance to work on this project in a few weeks. I'm not sure how long the last one was. There we go. See, cool. If you have any comments directly for me, make sure to use that little @ symbol for BurgZerg Arcade. That way there it'll pop out and I'll see it right away. I wish they had a separate panel where just those stayed as well. Okay. I've caught up. Back to this. So I am going to go ahead and just draw it here. I can move it later. I want another script to draw it. I just actually want this to create the room and have another one place the tiles. But for now, we'll place the floor tiles. So I've got the wall. I'm also going to want the floor for now. And I'm just going to use this as a sprite. No, let's use it as a tile. Let's start getting that filled out. And again, special floor tiles. Maybe I should make stairs and holes special floor tiles instead of actually being separate. I'm going to make a quick note here. Excuse me. I think I'm coming down with a cold. I hope not. Dang kids. Okay, so we're going to be passing a transform position. Let me take a look at the player here. I also need a global scale for each of these tiles. I remember we were doing that for the first day, I think it was. So I think I actually have it in this script. Yeah, 0.32. That's how much the offset is from one tile to the next. And this is going to be different for different tile sets that you're using. This isn't the spot to put it, but if I just stick to this tile set, this should be in a settings file somewhere. But that's what I'm just going to use for now. I'm actually just going to copy it because I know it's supposed to be moved later. And I'm actually going to cheat and just put it in here. Just because I want to make sure that I do move it later. Okay. So let's go to the position. So we'll leave this in a nested for loop, which is fine. We'll just go ahead and place the first tile now. So instantiate, floor prefab, transform, Position. Dot position. And we'll use the quaternion identity. And then this is how much we have to move after when we put it in the for loop, which is fine. But let's go ahead and make the first one. So I need a call to that. So I'm just going to make a script for testing. And I'm just going to do it in start for now. We'll get rid of update. We'll play around with that a little bit later. And for now, I am just going to say room.create. So I'll need a reference to it. How do I want to do this? Let's do it at -10. Oh, need to transform position. I'm thinking maybe passing in a vector 2 instead. I don't need to pass in the whole transform. Silly. Oh, I got lots of typos. Part of it is because for tutorials, I use mono develop still because most people are just used to that. I use this when I'm at home. I use this when I'm at school as well. For some of the classes I actually teach at a different place, I use mono develop. The only place I use this is at the high school and at home. So because it does so much for you, sometimes I get a lot of extra little typos I don't normally get. But that's fine. I don't want to combine the wall flags later or the wall attributes later. I'm never going to have one that's thick and passable. The notification squad. I'm not sure what you mean. So for the chat, I'm just going to be scrolling through and looking for the little red at BurgZerg Arcade. Anything that is a flag is that I probably won't be watching. Oh no, yeah. So I can either just pass in 2 ints or 2 floats. Yeah, they'll have to be floats or a vector 2. Let's do a vector 2. Let's do -10, -10. Put the F in there so I know they're floats. Actually, I want to put this up here. For debugging. And I'm going to equal that. Well, yeah, we'll have a default. Now let's fix it in the inspector. So here we'll go. Come on, I didn't capitalize that for me. Okay. So we're going to make a prefab. On here, we'll need a floor. I have not made the floor tile yet, so let's go into prefabs. This is a room. Okay, I do have some of these done. It has to be a tile. Not going to bother with the wall just yet. I'm not using them. Hey, come on. Why is it not going in? Giggity. Oh, I did go in. Okay, finally. I think that's all I need. Let's go ahead. We'll reapply it. Oh. What's the best way to persist player stats from scene to scene? A singleton or serialization? What's the best way? It really doesn't matter. Like, both are going to work. Depending how you have it set up, most of the times I think a singleton will probably be the easiest way to do it. Converting my old Amiga games to Unity? Ugh. No, I haven't thought of it. Although, to be honest, the artwork here, not much better than I did back on the Amiga. But the Amiga stuff I had to do all myself. Most of the work I did, too, was done in AREX for BBS systems. It's a lot of ASCII art. Okay, so we got that done. Not worried about any of that for now. Level generator. We need a wall. Let's go a room. Where did I save wall? Oh, did I not save room? Okay. I'm not sure if it's because I'm streaming as well. It's a little bit laggy dragging things around. And level generator, let's do it at -10 by -10. I want to put a button here as well. So every time I click it, it'll go out and make a room. And I crashed. Oh, no, no, no. It did something. Instantiate is null. You gotta help me out here. So saying this is null. Oh, see, it went null again. Save. Start. I'd put it down. Where is it? It's at the right spot. -10 by -10. Let's bring that up a bit so it's closer. So it did put it in the right spot. That's the first spot. It's not quite, well, I want it to be encompassed in a room. So we need an empty first. So game object, which I'm just going to call room, is equal to, can we instantiate? It's been a long time since I had to instantiate a game object. This way. I just want an empty. I think you get an error if you try to do new game object. Let me just go ahead and try this out. I think I get... It's not the proper way to do it. There's supposed to be a better way to do it. Okay, no, I can do it that way. I know there's a better way to do it. Let me go ahead and check. So I don't want to make a prefab instantiate. I just want to make an empty. Add a position. Yeah, I don't want to use instantiate. I know there's a better way. A more proper way. Oh, let's go over that for now. I can look it up later. Because this way here, I got to go ahead and remove it. Or move it. Let's name it. When we put it in a loop, XY, we'll go ahead and we'll name it there. For now, I'm just going to call it room. Whoop. Let me catch up. Blitz Basic. AREX, yeah. It's so funny. People used to think it stood for Amiga Rex, but nope, it was Advanced Rex. I loved AREX. When I go to set it up, yeah, I'll probably end up doing the position. We can do it that way. And since I'm just concatenating it that way, it's fine. Don't even need the string. So we got the transform, we got the name. I want to make sure this is the parent for everything that we're going to install. Later on, we're going to have an array and add them to it. But for now, let's get the shape of the room going. What's a sprite? Well, we can still use as a game object, though. Yeah, because I don't think I'm going to need anything on the actual tile. Its position. But like I said, for now, I just want to get everything set up. Why am I getting an error there? Oh, because I'm doing it as a tile. That's fine. We'll just use it as a tile. I don't want to box and unbox. So it's not going to let me grab its transform. I'm trying to think. I know I'm eventually going to need the tile part up here, but I just want to do it as a game object. Let's just do... I'm just going to lock it this time and drag the room there. Ah, come on. Nope. All right, let's try this. So we made a room at -10, -10. You open it up, and there's the first tile. So now this part has to be put in a loop. So we'll do X first. I love Stacy's mom. I got one too many here. Okay, you know you're getting tired when you can't line up your parentheses right. Am I that tired I can't line up my parentheses? I think I'm suffering dementia. Oh, you're welcome. Good night, Ray. I'm not sure you sent a message to me or someone else. I don't check my messages a lot. I didn't close the parentheses for the other method. Open. There it is there. Here we go. Ah! It's my tabbing that's off. That's what was throwing me off was I knew these parentheses weren't supposed to be on top of each other. Like I said, I usually get up at 2 to 3 in the morning. I'm sleeping in this day. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that. So this should print a row of them out. Let's try it out. And let's just debug this out for now. X is equal to 0. X is less than position.x. X plus plus. We're going to go through. And we are going to have to go ahead and add to this. But for now, we'll just keep them all stacked. We'll worry about moving them later. So it came out as 6-6 and it did nothing. What am I missing? What did I screw up here? Hi, Fosty. So what did I mess up in my for loop? It's not even going into my for loop. Oh. No, it's passing in -10, -10. Idiot. I'm going less than the position. I want to do width. Okay, after we get this grid laid out, I think I should just log off and start streaming at an earlier time. There we go. And we got a bunch of them. They're all stacked on top of each other. We have to move them over whatever that offset was. Right there. So we need a float. X offset is equal to X. The first time it's 0. Yeah. Times and actually we're going to be putting a vector 2 in there anyway, so let's just do the vector 2 right off the bat. Here, let's just maximize this. Oh, if I maximize, I can't see my other monitors. I think we're done with that. I'm glad you like the hat. Do position plus X times current width. Yeah, I haven't got to put the position in there. Let me just get this part there. Okay, max offset. So this is the offset. So that moves it. What do we got here? Why is this? I don't have a Y yet. I'm just going to use X again for now. I don't want to put the Y loop in there. So we got that done. That's going to go ahead. And we need position. Nah. We'll just add it in. It's faster. And I'm still going to use the parentheses, even though it's a multiplication and should be done first. I don't want my line to get this long. That should do it. There we go. And because I'm using X for the same position it's going across, that's fine, because now we just got to put Y in there. This will be height. Oh. So it's a 3x4 room. There we go. 3x4. I meant to do X first, but it looks like I did Y first. Yeah, I meant to do width. But it did come out right. It just took a lot longer to get there. But we got there, and that's all that matters, right? It's just part of the ride. Then later we can go ahead and put walls around it. I'm not sure if I want to do the walls first or wait till it decides what rooms are going to be connected and how they're going to be connected, and then do it. We still got to apply a room to this, but I know when I create scriptable objects, it's going to be different. And then we have to keep track of our tiles, which is going to be an array. Oh, I'm going to make a list. I'll do it here. Serialized field. We need a list. Collections. We want generics. A couple other ways I could do it, but yeah, let's just call it tiles. Then, of course, as we create these down here, oh, I have to convert them to tiles again. I'm trying to think. I have tiles set up because I want to keep a position and I want to keep a sprite associated with it. Let me look at the tiles again. They have a position, they have an icon, which is just a sprite. Can be removed. Should I just keep it? Well, I know I'm not going to be using them as game objects. I think it's probably better served after I had some sleep. Before we save it. If anyone has any questions, go ahead. Start posting them now because I'm just going to make a few more comments. And I've got to get to bed. I'm getting way too tired. Not a problem. Glad you liked it. Looks like I'm not sure what our peak was. I wasn't really paying attention. We're at 27 right now watching, so that's pretty good for YouTube. Especially considering the time of the night. But yeah, anyway, if you got any questions, go ahead and make sure you post them now. Because I will be logging off shortly. So next time I'm here, I want to make sure that I go ahead. I got to think about whether or not I want this to be. Maybe next time we'll go ahead and start setting up scriptable objects. Start working on that hierarchy. And start working on a way to reference all that together. Now, actually, the more I think of it, I do want to have this. I don't want to play on scriptable objects just yet because we got to set all that up. And that way there, it's easier to keep everything in the database. We can just keep it as a regular generic list. Let's save this off. And make sure I didn't break anything. Did I break something? Looks like I did break something. Let's see what I broke. Oh, I'm looking at it. Okay. So we got a 3x5, which is right. It's 3 wide by 5. The first one that we got, I've got to go ahead and change the name. Get the offset here. I should switch this to the X and Y name. But of course, we go across. Oh, we're going up. That's right. I went and switched it. I want to switch this over to the X and Y name. X plus Y. We'll have to convert one of them to string, and that should automatically convert the other. We should really just use string format, but I'm too tired. Yeah, actually. There we go. Okay, let me catch up. Maybe stick tile in front of it. In which case, now we don't need to string. Okay, let me catch up. Her 14-year-old programmer so proud. What are you doing up this late? It's school tomorrow. There'll be scriptable objects that contain a reference to the tile. Like it's the base class for you can have wall tiles, floor tiles. There could be special tiles like altars, pillars. The wall tiles have a few extra special properties, same as the floor tiles. And I think I'm going to make sure that I switch the floor tiles to include holes and stairs. Because you're never going to destroy a hole. And you're never going to destroy stairs. So there's no point in having a floor under them. I guess you could have a fake floor for, well, when we get into traps, we'll play around with that. But we don't actually need to work on traps just yet. No problem. From Argentina. I believe Argentina is the same time zone I'm in, isn't it? Eastern? Still past your bedtime. Okay, I'll give you a couple more minutes. If you have any more questions, go ahead, shoot them up. I'm going to be getting ready to shut this down. Let me just quick look, make sure I didn't break anything horribly by switching the names. And I'm missing some behavior, so there we go. That's much better. What behaviors am I missing? Ooh, a 6x6. So this is the biggest a room can be. So let's bring my dude over here. So yeah, I'm not set up properly. I'm offset too much. Okay, I screwed up my offset, so I'm going to have to take a look at how I messed that up. But the position of my first one isn't right. And is it because And it's because I'm putting it down here, but the center is here. So I'm also going to go ahead and have to add half the height and width to offset this whole thing. Hopefully you understand that. I'm positioning here, and I need to be positioning here. But anyway, 6x6, it doesn't look too big, but remember, we're going to be combining some rooms. This is and we'll have the walls going around here. It might be a little too small. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, 4x4. What do I want for inside? Maybe an 8x8, which would make it 9x9. Maybe 10x10 wasn't small. But you know what's going to happen, right? I'm going to sit here obsessing about it. And right now is not the time to be worrying about that. It's saving it too. Why is it saving to my prefab? Bum, 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 bum. Okay. No, I teach. Right now I'm teaching high school. First time teaching high school. I like it. And man, I must be tired. I'm going to go back up to 10. I don't think 10 is that big after looking at it, to be honest. But I know I'm going to be bouncing around on that quite a bit. Tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, the next time, let's get this all into scriptable objects so I can start getting rid of all these mono behaviors. Okay. Well, that's it for me, everyone. If you had any questions, hopefully you asked them before I logged off. And I guess I'll see everyone in the next one. Oh, what do we got here now? That's good. We'll work on stairs later. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Actually, one thing before I go. You're inheriting from Tile now. All right. Might get some more before I start playing around with that. Bye-bye, everyone.